everything in Atlanta, where we bring you breaking news, we bring you street interviews, and we also bring you documentaries. So today I am bringing you a story out of Atlanta, Georgia, actually College Park, and it is about an officer by the name of Iris Rowe. So, Miss Iris Rowe joined the precinct in Atlanta as a mobile patrol officer in Zone 3 back in July of 2016. So, as we know, we are now in 2018, so not much time has passed. She has been on the force for almost 2 years. So, the other day there was a raid at the home of Jeremy Lays. And they were going there because Jeremy Lay and Tony Robinson were suspects in dealing drugs. So the investigators raided the home and they were going in to apprehend Jeremy and Tony. They get into the house, and who do they see sitting in the house? Officer Iris Rowe. So, an officer is in a house that is a known drug house with not only $30,000 worth of drugs, they had ammunition, they had pistols, they had AK-47s, they had all kind of weapons. But Miss Officer Iris Rowe is sitting in there just chilling. She is hanging out because, come to find out, her boyfriend is actually Jeremy Lay, one of the suspects. So, the cops show up, they break down the door, raid the home, and they're like, "Whoa, you're an officer. What are you doing here?" She wouldn't really say anything. So she was taken in with the other two suspects. She ended up resigning. They were going to fire her, obviously, because there's no reason for an officer to be in a drug house. So they were going to fire her, and Ms. Rowe said, "You know what? You guys can't fire me. I resign." So she typed up a very nice letter, which I will show in this video, of her resignation and her apology. And she resigned. So now she is unemployed, and her drug dealer boyfriend is locked up and probably will be for a very, very, very long time. So, what I want to say about this story, besides the obvious, is if you are into criminal activity, does it really make sense to join the police force? If your boyfriend, the love of your life, is a drug dealer, does it make sense for you to join the police force? So, the more I thought about this, I thought to myself, well, maybe they've been dating longer than she's been on the police force. So maybe she joined the police force to kind of have an inside view of what's going on, what raids are coming, who's being investigated, so that she could let her drug dealer boyfriend know if any raids were coming. But then I thought about that and I said, well, if that was the case, she failed. Because if that was her whole reason for becoming a police officer, was to alert her boyfriend to any raids that were coming up, she completely missed that they were going to raid his home on this specific day, and she would be sitting up in the house with him and his homeboy. So it is an unfortunate story, but as we know, as adults, we make decisions, and those decisions have consequences. So for her, her consequence is, not only did she lose her job, she will never be able to work in law enforcement again with this kind of strike on her resume. And her drug dealer boyfriend, which could have possibly taken care of her while she was unemployed, he is now going to jail. Well, he's already in jail, but he will most likely be going to prison once the case has finished up. So that is all that I have for you guys with this story. If any updates come out, I will definitely let you guys know. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for a clip of the actual news story. Make sure you subscribe, you guys, and make sure you share this video if you like it, and thumbs up. And also give me your comment down in the section below. I want to converse with you guys and know what you think about the stories that I post. So thanks again, and make sure to have a wonderful day.
Iris Rowe is still in jail right now, waiting to be transferred to Fulton County on several drug charges. We're not just talking about a small amount of marijuana here. College Park police say when they arrested Officer Rowe, along with 2 other men inside an apartment, there were 7 pounds of marijuana worth thousands of dollars, along with prescription pills all over the place, cash and guns. The police chief tells me investigators had been running surveillance on the apartment on Godby Road for a while now in College Park. They decided it was time to bust in yesterday afternoon, and that's when they found the 3 suspects along with several APD uniforms and police equipment. They figured out Rowe was the police officer and had been dating one of the other 2 suspects. Investigators haven't said exactly what her involvement with this illegal drug operation was, if any, but she's still charged with intent to distribute. APD officials have been notified about this. We've received this statement from them this afternoon saying Officer Rowe has been suspended. It says, quote, she will be scheduled to appear before Chief Erica Shields this week, who will determine her permanent employment status as a result of this incident. Rowe joined the department in 2016 and was working as a police officer in Southeast Atlanta. And Vinny, she graduated from Georgia State, and this was her first law enforcement job.
Now, folks, we just confirmed an Atlanta police officer has resigned after she was arrested in a drug raid in College Park.
Natisha Lance spoke exclusively with APD Chief of Police Erica Shields about the arrest.
APD tells me Officer Iris Rowe was informed today that she was going to be fired by Chief Shields tomorrow, and in return, Officer Rowe submitted her resignation. And when I spoke to Chief Shields earlier today, she did not hold back her feelings on what this officer's alleged actions does to the department. Officer Rowe came onto the force in 2016, and Chief Shields says there was nothing in her file that would have tipped off the charges against her. College Park police say Officer Rowe was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. She was located along with 2 other men inside an apartment where thousands of dollars worth of marijuana was found, along with prescription pills. Also inside, APD uniforms and equipment. Chief Shields says Rowe's actions impact the entire department.
I'm angry. I'm flat off. I'm just disgusted in her decision making, because it's unfair to the people who are working with her shoulder by shoulder and trusting her. And I'm not okay. That's not okay. But more than anything, I need the cops in this department, and in particular her colleagues that worked with her every night, to know we stand behind them, we trust them, and we're appreciative of their work.
In that resignation letter, Officer Rowe said that she apologizes to the